From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 11.
Brand new tonight, a history-making chunk of change that will go to help thousands. SUNY Poly receives its largest individual donation.
We just continue to see day after day after day of conditions that are not in our favor.
Also new tonight, wildfires rage in 13 states, scorching more than 300,000 acres. And here at home, a 1-2 punch. The town of Western and its surrounding areas are now dealing with floodwaters amid a tornado just 2 weeks ago. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Dellecese. Jason is off tonight. Thank you for joining us. Heavy rains this afternoon halted the western area, forcing the waters over the Mohawk River banks, extensively damaging crops and washing away a bridge. It's your top story this Monday night. Several other roads in the area suffered extensive damage as the rain collected from Hillside Road and washed away road foundations. Entire trees were washed onto some of the roads. The fire chief for the Western Fire Department says 5 families are displaced. 1 family was rescued. And as you're about to hear, a motorist also had to be rescued by the fire department from the rising waters.
We got called that there was flooding in the area. When we arrived at the scene, Hillside Road was pretty well flooded. So we needed additional resources in order to get the people out that were trapped in that area. There were some people in the home, some were in the car. They had rescue teams from State Fire, and, as I said, to other departments, and they went in with rafts and life jackets and stuff.
Numerous roads in the area were flooded and damaged with debris. Tannery Road and River Road at Route 46 and Hillside Road are closed at this hour. In Otsego County, heavy rain and storms Saturday night caused widespread flooding. People there were left with washed away roads, uprooted trees, and 2 flooded firehouses. We stopped by earlier today to see how their storm recovery is coming along. The Board of Representatives chairman has authorized a state of emergency declaration with an emergency order for the towns of Butternuts, Morris, and Pittsfield, calling for no unnecessary travel on roads in those townships so they can clean up and repair the roads. The state of emergency declaration is in effect for 30 days or until rescinded by subsequent order. While crews repair roads, business owners buried beneath the mud are trying to recover from catastrophic damage, while town and county officials wonder how they're going to pay for what needs to be done.
Yeah, I was actually 3 hours away from here when I got the phone calls. We've got an outside retaining wall that's taken out, about 6 to 8 inches of mud throughout the facility. Basically, all the buildings, all finished product, raw materials, all that was soaked. Anything that was in cardboard, we've lost.
You keep monkeying around, patching up undersized stuff, it just keeps blowing it out. Trouble is, we're a little town, you know, that's well over half the budget for the year. So if we went and did this, we wouldn't be able to do anything else. We wouldn't be able to plow snow all winter.
They plan to write the governor and ask him to declare a state of emergency, thereby opening the door to possible federal help. But parts of the county are still waiting for aid from the 2019 storms, so they say they aren't necessarily too hopeful. Another side effect of all that rain we've been experiencing, the Canal Corporation wants boaters to be aware the Erie Canal is closed all the way from Waterford to Schuyler. That is from Lock E2 to Lock E19. This is due to high river flows and heavy rainfall. Time now for a first look at the forecast tonight. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Bill.
Yeah, Dave, we were talking about some localized heavy rain today that fell across the northern part of Oneida County with some localized very heavy flash flooding. Things have quieted down and we're looking at dry conditions. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As far as rainfall goes, we had a big challenge with this one. The rain was so localized, we didn't have any spotters in that particular area measuring rainfall. We have lots of spotters, could always use more, but for this particular storm, we're going to have to just base this off of Doppler radar. Doppler radar estimates between 2 to as much as 4 inches of rain in a very localized area. And you can see the locations impacted there, causing that flash flooding. Current temperature is 67 degrees as we head into tonight. We're looking at a passing shower, otherwise a pretty quiet night. Temperatures in the mid-60s. If you've noticed, the sunset this evening had this big red color to it. We're going to explain what's going on with that. And we're also going to look at our next chance of rain. Look at that forecast is coming up. Dave, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Bill. Right now, at least 80 large wildfires are raging in 13 states, with nearly 20,000 firefighters and personnel on the front lines battling the blazes. In Oregon, the bootleg fire is the largest fire burning in the U.S. right now. It has scorched through more than 300,000 acres, and people in its path are being warned that they should be prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice. Reporter John Lawrence has that story tonight.
We saw multiple pyrocumulus clouds, which is really the fire creating its own weather.
Oregon's bootleg fire, an inferno so extreme it can be seen from space, and so dangerous that firefighters had to flee its flames 9 days in a row, forced back into safety zones to figure out new ways to fight the fire.
We just continue to see day after day after day of conditions that are not in our favor.
The bootleg fire is so massive, officials say they believe it'll take some help from Mother Nature, like rain or snow, to extinguish the fire.
It's the driest that it's been since 1895, and so with the weather conditions that we've had, you match up weather with lots of stuff ready to burn, and it's just a really dangerous combination.
To the south in California, wildfires have scorched more than 200,000 acres. That's already 5 times greater than last year's record-breaking wildfire season. The flames and intense heat from the Beckworth Complex fire turning homes and businesses to ash.
It was so bad that we had black iron skillets up there. They welded themselves together.
For some people, the flames move in quickly, creating chaos during last-minute evacuations.
It was bad. Really bad. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. It scared the hell out of me.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A massive cleanup is underway in Germany tonight after extensive flood damage. Last week, severe floods killed more than 160 people in Germany. Another 31 deaths were recorded in neighboring Belgium. As floodwaters receded today, authorities continued searching for more victims. Officials said they were likely to find more bodies in the ruins of destroyed homes. German officials are defending their actions ahead of last week's torrential downpours, but they conceded that lessons can be learned from the disaster. A new police chief has been selected to lead the U.S. Capitol Police Force. J. Thomas Manger most recently served for 15 years as chief in Montgomery County, Maryland. Before that, Manger led the Fairfax, Virginia Police Department. He takes over in the aftermath of the January 6th insurrection, in which rioters stormed the building in an attempt to disrupt the certification of Joe Biden's presidential victory. New tonight, $1.9 million. It's the largest individual donor contribution in the history of SUNY Polytechnic Institute. The gift from the late Francis A. Wilcox will go to a variety of uses. $1 million will support undergraduate student scholarships, while another $900,000 will support renovations of 4 electrical and computer engineering and engineering technology labs, along with the purchase of new state-of-the-art equipment. Continuing coverage tonight, many of you have called into the newsroom asking how to help the 60 people displaced from the unsafe Ulbiston apartment complex in Utica. Of the 58 displaced tenants, the city and its partners have relocated all but 5. They are still working to place them. Utica Mayor Robert Palmieri spoke out on the possibility of repairing the building, but he says the ongoing issues with taxes and structural damage will make it no easy feat.
If they do not pay their taxes, we've been working with some individuals that have shown some interest. What we're hoping for is that somebody looks at the historic value of that building. The bones are still very good, but they need to infuse some dollars to get that back to a point where it would be clean and safe of the asbestos, the mold, and repairing the roof.
The United Way is getting involved in temporarily housing the remaining displaced tenants' recovery. Monetary donations help the most. To learn how to donate, you can head to WKTV.com. 2 boil water advisories to tell you about. The first is in New Hartford. It went into effect around 11:45 this morning. It affects Kellogg Road from Oxford to Tibbetts Road and on Tibbetts Road from Kellogg to Oxford. This is in effect until further notice. The second boil water order is in Dolgeville. The entire village of Dolgeville Water District is under a boil water order because of a bad water sample. Few details have been released, just that this will be the case until further notice. Coming up on News Channel 2 at 11, Brianna Stewart, a woman whose name many will come to know. We hear